We have clearance, Clarence.
Roger, Roger. What's our vector, Victor?
Enough is enough! I have had it with these monkey-fighting snakes on this Monday to Friday plane! Everybody strap in!
Oh, Boeing, we're back to you again. There is a Boeing plane that returned to the airport in Japan after a crack was found in the cockpit window. This is not what you want to see. It's there's the crack right there. It's an all Nippon Airways flight. It was en route to the Toyama airport. It was a Boeing 737-800 in the sky when the crack was found right in the window there in the cockpit. No. So
Yikes.
Saturday, the crack was found in the cockpit window as the craft was midair. Okay. So this is a domestic flight. It was on the way to Toyama Airport, but it had to go back to the Sapporo New Chitose Airport after this crack was found on the outermost of 4 layers of the window surrounding the cockpit. So, I mean, that's good. They have 4 layers of glass, so if something like this happens, but you don't want one of those layers compromised, so they had to turn it back around, set it back at the airport. No injuries. There were 59 passengers and 6 crew members aboard. This aircraft was not one of Boeing's 737 MAX 9 airplanes. This was a 737-800. Those have been in the spotlight after the whole door plug blew out situation on Alaska Air. They say the crack wasn't something that affected the flight's control or pressurization. And now they're looking into what exactly happened there. Did something hit it? Did it just crack on its own? Like what's going on? So
Yeah. So it didn't take off with the crack. It acquired the crack while it was in flight.
Mm-hmm. That's what they think.
Well,
I mean, you'd notice that. That's a pretty big crack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's tough to blame Boeing for that, right? I think can we give Boeing a pass on this crack?
I'll accept it. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll accept it. Let's
Kim,
talk about this plane.
Appreciate it. On behalf of Boeing, thank you.
We'll give him a break. One little break. This happened in Australia. This is an Australia Airlines plane, and it's in flight. It's approaching Vienna on Sunday, June 9th, and sorry, not Australia, Austria. It's an Austrian Airlines plane. My bad. And all of a sudden, there's this violent storm that includes hail. Hail comes down. Look what it did to the plane. The whole nose cone gone.
What?
I'm telling you. Hail, baseball-sized hail, nailed the front of this plane as it's, barreling through the sky.
Talk about cracks. Does it look like it caused damage on those windows?
Absolutely, it looks like it. Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
So they say this hailstorm badly damaged this passenger plane approaching Vienna. This was widespread flooding on the ground, violent thunderstorms, hail breaking off part of the nose, leaving cracks in the cockpit windows of this Austrian Airlines aircraft. It was carrying people that were on holiday back from Mallorca. They had to issue a distress call, and the plane did land safely at the Vienna airport. No one injured. It had 173 people aboard and 6 crew members. According to the cockpit crew, the storm was not visible on weather radar. The plane had hit a thunderstorm cell. There was a passenger on the flight who told a U.S. news outlet that inside the cabin, they could hear it as the hail was hitting the outside of the plane. That has to be freaky.
How frightening would that be? That would have me talking to my higher power.
This passenger said it was quite loud and it was super rocky for a minute. The plane took about 2 minutes to fly through this hailstorm. So, yeah.
Oh, good grief. That plane looks like the car from the Beyonce Lemonade video. Boom, baseball bat, smash, smash, smash. That is, but to take off the nose cone.
Is that crazy? Yeah.
It's like wood underneath there. I mean, it can't be, but, or
maybe it can. I don't know what they use underneath there.
I don't know what the hell is inside that
I
mechanism.
don't know. Wild. Yeah, I thought the pictures are shocking. So there's that one.
Let me ask you, Kim. Are you cool with flying? Are you a nervous flyer?
I am not a nervous flyer. I am aboard a big aircraft like that. I have no problem. I did fly for KGO Radio in San Francisco doing traffic for a while.
Wow, so you were up in the copter.
I was up in the KGO Jetcopter 810.
Was there Doppler radar?
No, we didn't. I also was in the fixed wing aircraft, the little Cessnas that we use to fly over as well. So I'm not I'm not a nervous flyer. Like, it's fine. Yeah. Don't worry about it.
Me neither. I'm totally fine with flying, except my first flight to Asia. I just started having a little bit of anxiety.
Oh.
Being like, oh my goodness, how long is this flight? And then I was thinking about how far away I was going to, because I was going, I flew to Asia I was going to be there for a month shooting a movie. And I just I don't know. I just got a little bit of anxiety about being so disconnected and on this flight. And but
how many hours was the flight?
Like 18 hours.
That's a long one. But you're going to sleep, right?
Yeah. So it turned out okay. But if you're going to, better off if you can do business class for a flight like that, much better.
Yeah, totally. We flew to I went with my sister and my best friend to France right before the pandemic began, or right as it was beginning, before we knew it was a thing yet.
Mm-hmm.
And my friend was really concerned about the long flight and whether she was going to be able to handle it. And I look at that as it's a 5-movie flight.
There you go.
By the end of your 5th movie, the wheels touch down and you're done.
That I love that. It's like the king's measurement in cubits. Kim's got her movie measurement. I like the way your mind works, Kim.
So then you get excited about, which movies have I wanted to see but haven't for a while?
Yes.
Right? 5-movie flight.
That's a great call.
Let's talk about this turbulence. This is this is a story about getting nervous. You talk about anxiety during turbulence being a really common experience. And the story is about how to avoid it, like what to do when your plane hits turbulence, right?
Yes.
They say 6 ways to get injured amid turbulence, according to air travel experts. Never stand up. Don't stand up when the plane hits a bumpy road. Just don't do it. I would argue don't stand up when your plane is being impaled by hail from the heavens. Don't do that either.
Good call. But what if you're in the restroom or something? Sometimes it's like, oh no,
run back to your seat,
the wrong time.
Buckle in. They say if you are sitting during when it's turbulent, that you should keep your hips and your pelvis aligned with your knees while you keep your feet firmly planted on the ground, because slouching increases your chances of hitting your head on the seat in front of you. So you have to sit up, put your feet on the ground, try to keep your hips even, get ready for it.
Good call. Keep my pelvis in line there.
They say dispersing weight between your pelvis and feet can take the pressure off of your back and make it easier to stay upright for longer. So this is a good tip, right?
Noted. I'm doing it right now.
They do say if you are rushing out of the lavatory, when turbulence strikes, don't rush back to your seat, as I had just mentioned doing. Stay in the restroom, finish your business, and sit on the latrine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, regardless of where you are, staying seated is the best thing you can possibly do for all those reasons mentioned above. Then when things have calmed down, that's when you go back to your seat and strap in.
Noted. Okay.
So I would have thought you would be bumping around the bathroom.
Yeah.
They say, no, just stay in there. This seems common to me. Don't open the overhead bins.
Oh, yeah.
Because, crap falls out. You don't want that.
Potentially shifts during flight.
Don't leave your tray table down. Your face, chest, or abdomen can slam into your tray and cause injury.
Ooh, took it right in the gut. Right in the gut. Knocked the wind out of you.
Try not to panic. No. Okay, don't panic.
Don't
Easier said than done.
Panic.
This is another story, speaking of panic.
One more thing they left out, though, Kim.
Yeah.
Do not apply lipstick. For those who have seen Airplane,
no.
It's going to end up right up the side of your face.
Right up the side. It's danger, high danger. This story is about 13 passengers injured as a Boeing plane malfunctioned.
No.
Yeah, it's a Korean Airlines flight to Taiwan. The 13 passengers taken to the hospital after the aircraft dropped more than 25,000 feet after a fault in the cabin pressurization system. Korean
Whoa.
Airlines forced to make an emergency landing in Incheon, South Korea, Saturday after this incident, the latest in a string of reported defects in the Boeing aircraft. The flight departed from Incheon International and it was set to arrive in Taichung International, Taiwan, 2 hours later. But about 50 minutes into the flight, pilots became aware of a fault in the aircraft's cabin pressurization system, and the plane dropped from an altitude of 35,000 feet to under 10,000 feet within the span of 10 minutes. The aircraft was a Boeing 737 MAX 8. It wasn't the MAX 9. The passengers were forced to put on the oxygen masks, which dropped from the ceiling. Children aboard cried as the plane began its rapid descent.
Yes. That's 10 minutes. That's got to feel like an eternity. And you're just dropping and dropping and waiting to hit the ground, I would think.
Well, the rapid change in cabin pressure caused multiple people on this plane to suffer from headaches, hyperventilation, eardrum pain, nosebleeds, and so at least 13 people had to go to the hospital for this. And the plane was diverted back to Incheon because it was only 50 minutes into a 2-hour flight. So, again, when it landed, 13 passengers were taken to the hospital as a result of this. No one seriously hurt, but that's got to be scary. Well, it turns out that you don't have to be in the sky for crazy things to happen. The plane in question was being boarded at Piedmont Triad International Airport in Greensboro on Friday morning when all of a sudden a garbage truck hit the plane. And the whole plane starts to shake. And the passengers are trying to board the plane and the whole thing's rocking back and forth. They had to deboard the plane. The flight was delayed for several hours. One of the passengers said, "We just boarded when we felt a very strong jolt for several seconds, and then another one." And it turns out that this is the Wake Forest basketball head coach, Steve Forbes, was aboard. He said, "Here's a new one for those of us who travel by air. Sitting on a plane in Greensboro, preparing to depart, plane begins to violently shake. Is it an earthquake? Nope, just a garbage truck running into the plane. Pretty sure we're going to be delayed." And that they were. That was an American Airlines plane headed to Dallas. Everybody got off the plane fine, nobody hurt. The truck had been operated by a contractor. Part of the truck got stuck in the plane, so that wasn't a good accident.
Yeah, you can see it hanging off the wing there. I mean, I would be furious with this garbage truck driver. I mean, God, I was saluting our firemen earlier. Our sanitation workers, like they do a thankless job. Not only are they dealing with our crap, but they are often unnecessarily the butt of jokes. Garbage men don't get the respect. But this guy, screw you, pal.
You gotta be careful.
What the heck? You had one job. Avoid the stupid airplane if you're doing the garbage detail at the airport. Oh, man. I would be furious.
I don't think he probably doesn't have a job anymore. No.
You know what?
At least
he had one job. Avoid hitting the plane. And now if he doesn't have a job, well.
No, it's the way it goes.
Oh,
do you fly out of LAX?
Often, but when I can fly out of Burbank, I'll take it because that airport is so much, more inviting to navigate and to fly at. The logistics at Burbank Airport, so much more forgiving than LAX.
Well, there's a new reason for you to go to LAX.
Okay.
And it all has to do with Air France. They have just unveiled this very chic, very fancy new lounge at LAX.
Ooh.
In the Air France lounge at LAX, you get free facials, classic French food with views of the runway. Yeah. Just in time for the Paris Olympics 2024,
Ooh.
Air France revealing its 11,840 square foot lounge. It is the airline's first at LAX. It is the 6th Air France lounge overall in the US. It's part of Air France's wider global investment in lounges. And Los Angeles is one of the most important markets for the carrier. They said the reason for opening this lounge at LAX was very simple. Together with KLM, Air France has 7 flights per day out of LAX. And so this is why, with so much traffic there, they put in this amazing lounge. The only problem is that it's not super accessible. To reach it, you have to go on this underground passageway, and it's 10 to 15 minutes of walking time from the main part of this terminal. Air France is the first lounge tenant in the concourse, and while it is a bit of a trek, it's near the airline's gate and joint venture partner KLM, so that's why they put it there. But
Okay,
you really have to want to go there.
yeah, you'd have to want to go there, and it would. I guess this is a stupid question. It would only be for international travel, correct?
I would think it would only be for passengers of Air France and KLM.
Yeah, so that would
Yeah.
be so. They don't do domestic flights in the U.S.
No, I don't think so. No,
I don't think so. I'm asking you. Sorry to put you on the spot.
I'm thinking the
Travel.
answer is no, but that's a guess because
that's what it would seem. Well,
Yeah.
We've been talking about doing some, wanting to take the baby on a trip somewhere. So, in the realm of possibility.
Yeah, they have a Clarence spa, a wellness area. You can choose a complimentary mini facial treatments, the anti-jet lag, the anti-instant detox, or the illuminating eye care.
Oh my goodness!
They give you champagne or cocktails or mocktails. And it's, French food. So, hey, a little freshen up.
Have you ever
There's-
hit up the Admirals Club or any of those type of?
No, I'm not fancy enough for that because usually you have to be like the top passenger echelon in order to get into that. And I'm always like the back in the coach. They don't let
Yeah.
those people go in the lounge.
Yeah, me too. But my wife is fancier than I, and
We like her.
yes, since so I've been able to experience the Admirals Club a couple of times, and the one time with our baby, it was very helpful because we were able to go there and just kind of relax and give the baby some breakfast.
Oh, nice. There's the French
that was
food.
that was a nice experience. Oh, look at that! A little chicken cordon bleu.
That might be worth the 15-minute walk underground. Yeah. Look at
But,
that. You get your
oh my-
facial, you get your food, you get your
Oh
champagne.
mon Dieu, c'est magnifique.
Look at that. I like it.
What's our vector, Victor? Thank you, Walter. I love a quote from Airplane. Airplane. One of the great comedies.
The last stories from the sky has to do with the world's best airline for 2024 being named by this group Skytrax. They have announced this year's Skytrax Awards for the 8th time in the
Can I give you a drum roll? Give you a drum roll?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
For the 8th time in the 25-year history of the prestigious award, known as the Oscars of Commercial Aviation,
Oh,
Qatar was named as the world's best airline.
okay.
Yeah, there you go. It's a remarkable achievement for Qatar Airways to win this world's best airline title for 2024.
Look at
The
that little
8th
cubicle setup.
It looks kind of nice. It's the 8th time they have triumphed, according to the Skytrax CEO. They are being congratulated on their success, which should be a source of pride. They have this reputation on this airline for, I guess, it's comfortable. It's nice. I don't know. They use this voting system where they gathered surveys from 21 million customers from 100 countries, about 350 different airlines. So people really love it. Yeah.
I've never flown Qatar. Josh in the comment section in the chat shouted out Rain Man loving Qantas because Qantas was the Rain Man wanted to fly Qantas because there were no plane crashes.
Oh, well, that makes a difference. They did say there were consolation prizes. Singapore picked up the prize for the world's best cabin staff, So that's nice, ANA Airlines picked up the prize for the world's best airport services, as well as best airline staff services in Asia. Saudia Airlines, I've not heard of it, was named world's most improved airline. I guess that's what you want.
Sure.
At the budget end of flying, AirAsia was once again crowned the world's best low-cost airline. So, there you go.
So, Kim, you're saying nothing for Spirit?
Spirit was not on the list, my friend.
Let me also ask you this, Kim. Is Spirit Airways the same company as Spirit Halloween Stores?
I don't think so. No.
Oh, okay.
That is Stories from the Sky.
This has been Stories from the Sky. The captain has turned off the seatbelt sign, and you are now free to move about the cabin.
Hi, it's Mark, and I thought that was great. Hit the notification bell, you'll know whenever there's a new video being dropped, and please subscribe to our channel to help us save the universe.